Part 77. The Country Life of a Rich Dad. Author, Wo Shihami Gua. Chapter 761. Longzhan, are you crazy? At this moment, all the major families in the capital could not help it. No more guarding the country? All the people in charge of the 2 capitals and 13 provinces have come? Is this a broken jar? The inspection office is an existence that no one can ignore. After all, in addition to this old director with unfathomable cultivation, the other 4 deputy directors are also the top combat power. Deputy Director Qinglong, Deputy Director Suanwu, Deputy Director Suzaku and Deputy Director Beihu. These 4 are all in the middle stage of the heavenly man realm. What's more terrible is that, in addition to these 4, the people in charge of the 2 capitals and 13 provinces are all in the early stage of the heavenly man realm. Just like Fan Tingzu of Jiangnan Road, he is also one of the 15 people. In other words, there are a full 20 people in the inspection office, all of whom are in the heavenly man realm. The appearance of an old director is enough to contain the Kailan Genren of the Red Skull, and the 4 deputy directors can completely deal with the remaining few of the Red Skull. Don't forget, there are still 15 people in the early stage of the heavenly man realm, which can completely suppress them to death. At this moment, the situation seems to have changed unexpectedly. The faces of the major families of the capital lineage are extremely gloomy. Do they still have to continue to lead the strong men of the heavenly god religion? Once the inspection department joins forces with Li Chen, the Red Skull may not be able to resist. There are too many masters in the inspection department. Once they join forces with Li Chen to solve the Red Skull, most of the others present will die. I'm here to play with you. The old director of the inspection department, Longzhan, stepped forward and appeared next to the Red Skull sect master Kailan Genren in an instant. Kailan Genren sneered and took the initiative to fight. He also wanted to see how powerful this old thing is. Tiangu, try. The extremely romantic deputy director Qinglong, wearing armor, shouted to an elder of the Red Skull. Tiangu, one of the 4 elders, is an old member of the Red Skull and is also in the middle stage of the heavenly man realm. Prison Ox, Deputy Director Suanwu stood up. Tiger, Deputy Director Beihu stood up. Rabbit, Deputy Director Zuk stood up. 8 powerful men took off at the same time. The battle broke out instantly. This time, both sides were not fighting for balance, but to really kill each other. So, the first move was a sure kill. The eyes of the 15 branch directors fell on the last one, Wu Ma Wang, who was in the heavenly man realm. Wu Ma Wang's face was also very ugly. The branch directors of the inspection department all had real battle records. Only 2 directors in the early heavenly man realm were needed to fight him to a draw. The 3 of them could definitely kill him together. Let's do it. Fan Tingzu took the initiative to step out with the other 2 branch directors. Wu Ma Wang knew that the other party came with the determination to kill. Especially Fan Tingzu, he was the person in charge of Jiangnan Road. The Red Skull made trouble several times, causing the branch of the inspection department there to suffer heavy losses. Fan Tingzu tried to attack several times, but they all escaped. Now, the opportunity is right in front of him. How could this branch director give up? Kill. The Snow White knife light, with a monstrous murderous aura and murderous intent, instantly swept Wu Ma Wang. The 3 branch directors in the early stage of the heavenly man realm suppressed Wu Ma Wang. They also knew that this battle could not be dragged on. If there is a chance to kill someone, there is absolutely no hesitation. The remaining 12 strong men looked at Li Chen one after another. Li Chen smiled and said, "Why are you all looking at me? I have decided on that. Xianshang, you can find someone by yourselves. I think those guys can't even deal with a few monks, you go and deal with them." After Li Chen finished speaking, his figure quickly disappeared from the spot, and he slapped Xianshang, the deputy leader of the Red Skull, with a palm. Xian Shang's eyes condensed slightly, and the aura around him was very strange. In his hand, a thin and long steel wire appeared. This is more like the sword used in fencing, but it is completely different. The swish sound rang out. This person, who was also in the late heavenly man realm, had a low presence. Li Chen would not underestimate him. At the moment when Li Chen made his move, both the Dongfang family of Fuzhang and the Jingxi branch of the heavenly god religion hesitated. The 12 strong men of the inspection office came and were fast enough to kill people. The division chiefs of the inspection office had solid combat records. They could usually fight 1 against 2. If they joined forces, they could definitely fight against a higher level. Do you still want to continue to entangle with us? The Venyan mage of the heavenly god religion snorted coldly. Once the inspection office intervenes in this battle, no one will be able to escape. The heavenly god religion has only 5 heavenly man realms, and the Freemasons are the same. If they are all entangled at this time, it would be really unwise. What's more, now on the Fuzhang side, except for Takano Hideki who was entangled by the Dongfang family, the other Fuzhang masters did not move. There are 2 late Tianren realm masters and 2 mid Tianren realm masters. This force is enough to change the situation. What should we do now? Stop, Hirunkai asked. Zheng Wenjun shook his head slightly and said, wait a little longer. If these 12 masters from the inspection office interfere in our battle, we will counterattack. But if their target is the remaining 4 masters of Fuzhou, then we will continue as we are. They, the Jingxi lineage, do not want Li Chen to take advantage, nor do they want these foreign organizations to take advantage. Maintaining the current balance is naturally the best choice. The 12 branch directors of the inspection department came straight to Fuzhou. The faces of the 2 Tianren realm masters, Koga Nozomi and Iga Matsumoto Jun, changed slightly. Is the inspection department crazy? 2 Tianren realm masters each have 4 people, and the remaining 2 people. The 12 strong men of the inspection department were immediately distributed. The 2 late Tianren realm masters were too strong, and they needed 4 masters to besiege them. The remaining 2 mid-Tianren realm masters, Nakayama Mikan and Matsunaga Hisahide, each dealt with 2 early Tianren realm masters. The branch directors of the inspection department are all powerful. The 2 early Tianren realm masters are enough to match a mid-Tianren realm master. But in this way, it is only barely maintaining the balance. The battle situation is still balanced. Is this Li Chen's backup? Zheng Wenjun's face was gloomy. The inspection department mobilized all the sources of masters, which was indeed unexpected. But this is not very surprising, nor is it surprising. Even if it is barely maintaining the balance, it is not enough. If the major families in the capital suddenly stopped taking action, then the number of people Li Chen had to deal with would double again. Hasn't he considered this situation? Once this happens, the 5 Tianren realms of the Tianshen sect will be liberated, and there are still 8 Tianren realms belonging to their capital lineage. So, that means there are 13 powerful threats. Did Li Chen really not consider this? Or is he really sure that everyone will be divided by his conspiracy? No, that's not right. Since Li Chen is here, he will definitely not gamble on such uncertain factors, so what tricks does he have? The Country Life of a Rich Dad. Author, Wo Shihami Gua. Chapter 762. What do you mean, Mr. Zheng? Mu Wenjia on the side couldn't help but frown. Since the defeat in the last match, they have all become extremely wary of Li Chen. Moreover, Li Chen's arrangement will never look so perfunctory. To despise Li Chen is to admit his own stupidity. They would never believe that Li Chen only had so few means. But, does Li Chen still have the power to use? Even if Zheng Wenjun tried his best to figure it out, he still couldn't figure out what other trump card Li Chen had. Jingle bell. At this moment, the harsh ringtone reached Zheng Wenjun's ears. All the masters in the capital couldn't help but change their expressions. Who would call at this time? After Zheng Wenjun picked up the phone, a horrified voice came from the phone. Mr. Zheng, the market is in chaos. What's the meaning? Everything in the market is in chaos now. A large amount of funds are being injected into the stock market. As expected, once the market opens tomorrow, our prices will skyrocket. Zheng Wenjun and others' expressions suddenly changed. How much? At least 300 billion. Even Zheng Wenjun and others' heads were buzzing. If there are only a few billions or tens of billions thrown into the stock market, it is very likely that it will just make a wave. But the problem is, this is 300 billion. In addition, all our major cooperative companies have problems, and the inspection department and supervision department are checking the bills. There are also serious problems with the taxes of major companies. The supervision department is recruiting people overnight. Zheng Wenjun's expression turned extremely ugly, and he looked up at Li Chen's location. Is this your backup plan? For a time, all the major families in the capital were severely traumatized and hit. At the same time, waves and tsunamis were set off in the entire financial market. Numerous big companies, openly and secretly, have been exposed to various mistakes one after another, such as monitoring system malfunctions, key documents being lost, vaults being stolen. Even a fool can understand that this is an organized attack. The key is, this is all within the country. Master Zheng, the latest news, major groups including Yangwen Group have been acquired overnight. Zheng Wenjun just listened, he knew very well. This is what the Ye family, Yuan family, Pan family, and Pei family are doing behind the scenes, and maybe there is also the shadow of the Li Group. It's only 300 billion, do you want to shake everyone's foundation? While Zheng Wenjun was listening, another voice came from the phone. Major cooperative groups and companies were experiencing various interruptions. The occurrence of this situation will only cause countless negative news for major companies. What's more, there will be countless troubles ahead. The capital chain is broken, and this is a bottomless pit. And there are still people taking action secretly. Just 30 seconds later, a huge piece of news came. A large number of buyers poured into the shares of their major groups, and the total amount exceeded 1 trillion. At this moment, Zheng Wenjun's face turned pale, and he Runkai and others were gnashing their teeth. Good on you, Li Chen, Mu Wenjia roared angrily. He Wangxia, is that you? Wenjia, what are you talking about? I don't understand. He Wangxia shook her head slightly, with a cute look on her face. The financial resources behind the major families and major organizations have all been blocked. Master Zheng, let's kill him directly, Luoang said. If we continue to contain them now, all our homes will be stolen. Zheng Wenjun had a gloomy face, shook his head and said, no, no. What's wrong? Luoang, Mu Zhongtian and others were a little annoyed. My hometown has been robbed, of course it's not right. We are now helping Li Chen contain his opponents, which is very unnecessary. As long as the shackles of the Tianshen sect are released, the capital's lineage can realize the idea of sitting on the mountain and watching the tigers fight. This coincides with the previous plan. They don't know, what is Zheng Wenjun still insisting on doing at this time? No, Li Chenming knows that even if he lets people steal the house, it will only make us upset and irritated. Zheng Wenjun calmly analyzed, think about it, everyone has spent everything in this battle, and now he is letting people. Does it make sense to steal a home? Certainly. No, not big, Zheng Wenjun interrupted. He Runkai, if Li Chen loses the battlefield, then his so-called stealing is of little significance, because the next say will be either us or these organizations. Do you think that when even the inspection department loses, who has the final say in everything here? As Zheng Wenjun said this, everyone calmed down. Something is indeed very wrong. Economic warfare in the rear can only serve as a source of harassment at best. Once Li Chen loses here, then the remaining people will be the kings, and they will destroy whoever they want to lose. He doesn't care at all about the back UPS left by Li Chen. At most, it's just a waste of everyone's time and some financial resources. As for money, are you still in need? Isn't what everyone pursues immortality? As long as you live forever, what do you want? The entire Earth's resources can be yours. Do you still care about this so-called small trick? Zheng Wenjun stared intently at the figure high in the sky. At this moment, Li Chen was like a brave god of death, beating Xianzang on the opposite side to retreat. Xianzang may not be killed in a short period of time, but if it continues like this, Xianzang will definitely not be able to sustain it. If Xianshang escapes or something happens to him, Li Chen will be the biggest change. As long as he kills an early Tianren realm, the balance will be broken. Next, the snowball will roll bigger and bigger. But, all the major families in the capital have hidden a trick, and this trick is the key to saving their lives. Neither they nor the Dongfang family will easily take it out. Murong Hungs. Zheng Wenjun suddenly looked at the ruins, his eyes narrowed and he said, "Where is Murong Hungs?" As Zheng Wenjun suddenly asked, everyone present couldn't help but look over. Originally, Murong Hungs, Murong Qingying and even Lu Lei, who should have died, were gone. "Where are they?" Zheng Wenjun said angrily. The people around him all looked embarrassed. Who would care if someone died? But, with so many people here, how did Murong Hungs and the others disappear? Zheng Wenjun walked to the place where Murong Hungs and others were lying dead before, his face was uncertain. Murong Hungs is not dead. How is this possible? Hirunkai didn't believe it. Li Chen was so cruel to Murong Hungs, how could he not kill him? What if? Zheng Wenjun analyzed coldly, what if Li Chen and Murong Hungs reached an agreement at the last moment? That's impossible, Luoang said. Li Chen's hatred and murderous intention towards Murong Hungs cannot be fake, Mu Wenjia said with great certainty. Zheng Wenjun nodded and agreed with this statement. I know what you said makes sense. We all know Li Chen's hatred and murderous intention towards the Murong family, but, who said that enemies can't cooperate? At this moment, everyone was stunned. If this is the case, then Murong Hungs is too terrible. However, in this way, they finally understood why something was wrong before. How could an old fox like Murong Hungs die so easily? This is seriously inconsistent with his previous performance. But now that this old fox has really disappeared, everyone started to worry again. Li Chen alone is not scary, but what if there is also Murong Hungs who has been planning for many years? You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. The Country Life of a Rich Dad. Author, Wo Shihami Gua. Chapter 763. Where did Murong Hungs go? Zheng Wenjun had a headache. Now, he had a very bad premonition, and he didn't even know what to say. Just when Zheng Wenjun had a headache, the situation in the sky also changed. Don't move. With Li Chen's loud shout, the golden light spread, adding a touch of bright gold to the already dark night sky. And when the golden light enveloped the deputy leader of the Red Skull, even Xianshang, who was also in the late stage of the heavenly man realm, was frozen. The words of the heavenly god sect are followed by the law. Diamond Sud. The masters of the major battles exclaimed. How could Li Chen have this method? What's going on? How could Li Chen have the method of your heavenly god sect? Damn it, these guys won't cooperate, right? The Kong and master looked very bad, and roared, he killed our people and got our skills. Even if everyone knew it, it was troublesome. Li Chen grinned, clenched his fists, and the momentum around him reached the extreme. Kill. Above his fists, golden light shone. The powerful momentum seemed to have reached the breaking point. At this moment, the faces of the old director Longzhan and Kylan changed. This is the third person who seems to break the current realm. Retreat, Kylan reminded. Although Xianshang is also in the late stage of the heavenly man realm, the gap between him and Li Chen is still too big. He knew very well that Xianshang was not Li Chen's opponent. Retreat, Li Chen's mouth curled up a cold smile, and his fists burst with the extremely strong and yang energy that destroyed everything. Xianshang's face changed, and infinite fear emerged in his heart. This was the only time he was so frightened and so close to death since he entered the heavenly man realm for many years. Xianshang suddenly gritted his teeth and spat out a mouthful of blood. The aura around him was rising rapidly, and his body turned into a blood-red light and shadow, instantly flying dozens of meters away. However, just when Xianshang escaped from this fatal blow, Li Chen also disappeared. "He is not targeting you," Kylan said angrily. Xianshang's face turned pale. Li Chen had been acting all the time. His target was Wu Ma Wang. Wu Ma Wang was shocked and was enveloped by the violent fist. Li Chen fell from the sky and locked onto Wu Ma Wang. How could he try his best to kill Xianshang? Even if Xianshang was not good, he was still the top strong man at that time. Instead of killing him, it would be better to kill Wu Ma Wang, who was in the middle stage of the heavenly man realm. What's more, Wu Ma Wang was already suppressed. Fan Tingzhu and the other two were also killed, but they would pay a certain price. Die. Wu Ma Wang's eyes were filled with horror. He looked at Li Chen, who fell from the sky in disbelief. Why me? He didn't understand, and he didn't understand. Of all the people, why did you choose me? The golden fist, like a small sun, shone in the night sky. Wu Ma Wang's eyes were filled with despair. He could only watch Li Chen's fist fall and explode his head in one fell swoop. Boom! In the night sky, it was like fireworks blooming. Li Chen killed a mid-stage Tianren realm warrior with one punch. This is also the first real Tianren realm warrior to die so far. Li Chen glanced at Fan Tingzhu and the other two. The three of them understood and turned around to attack immediately. The inspection division instantly released the three strongest early Tianren realm warriors, which made all the forces uncomfortable. No matter who Fan Tingzhu and the other two attacked, they were very likely to fall. Li Chen, Xianshang roared. He was a master in the late Tianren realm, but he was fooled. Li Chen ignored him and disappeared in a flash. At this moment, everyone's nerves were tense. Don't fight, Zheng Wenjun roared, give up the Tianshan sect and come back. Li Chen was liberated, and the Red Skull's late Tianren realm was a waste. Wherever Li Chen appeared, it was a sure kill. As Zheng Wenjun roared, the 8 Tianren realm of the capital lineage immediately retreated. They must liberate the 5 masters of the Tianshan sect. Even if Li Chen and the 3 strong men of the inspection department were liberated, what would happen? Now, the Tianshan sect has 1 late Tianren realm, 2 mid Tianren realm and 2 early Tianren realm. This force is enough to contain Li Chen and others. Maybe, it will also make Li Chen and Fan Tingzhu completely suppressed. Go to help Master Kongan, Kylan reminded. Xianshang came with anger, and instantly stopped Li Chen with Master Kongan. Master Rugzhen and Master Xiaoshan looked at each other, their eyes locked on Fan Tingzhu and the other two. Wen Luo, Wen Yan, find an opportunity to kill them. 2 mid-stage Tianren realm masters, dealing with the 3 early Tianren realm masters of the inspection department, not to mention killing them, it is no problem to suppress them. And now, the Tianshan sect has 2 more people who don't fight. As long as these 2 find the right opportunity, Fan Tingzhu and the other 2 will die. Li Chen thought he had escaped, but he didn't expect to be bitten by the major families in the capital. Now, the major families in the capital, except for the people of the Dongfang family who are still pestering the masters of Fuzang, are completely liberated. At this moment, everyone showed joy, and the major families in the capital were finally liberated. It was Zheng Wenjun who had grasped the situation. Li Chen can't show off now, he Runkai sneered. He hated Li Chen to the bone. Li Chen was entangled by Xian Shang and Master Kongan. It was impossible to kill him, but it was not a big problem to break through. What should we do now? Luoang and others began to ask. Now, everyone was fighting. However, their major families in the capital had no place to use their skills. Then it would not be our turn to get the longevity fruit. No hurry, Zheng Wenjun said, Li Chen has never been worried. We should not act rashly. The best way is to stick together. You mean, Muronghungs will also take action? This old guy has been around for so many years. Who has seen through him? Last time, he fanned the flames and ruined our chance, and let Li Chen successfully clean up his Murong family. Do you think he is not prepared? Zheng Wenjun reminded. But, even if the Murong family hides a master, at most one, Mu Wenjia said, how can they sneak attack us? Zheng Wenjun shook his head. This is also what confused him. Moreover, he found it even more strange that no matter whether it was the Red Skull or the inspection office, he had a feeling that everyone was waiting. Who were they waiting for? Or, were they waiting for an accident to happen? Is there really an accident here in the capital? At the same time, in the villa area of the capital. This is the territory of the Xianyuan family. Xianyuan Bingro was staring at the sky with cold eyes. Brother, they all seem to have not killed them, the little boy Xiaohu asked. Yes, they are all waiting, Xianyuan Bingro sneered. Who are you waiting for? Of course, we are waiting for that person to show up. Xianyuan Bingro looked in another direction. Maybe, we should add fuel to the fire. Xiaohu tilted his head and didn't quite understand. Are you referring to the Dongfang family or? Don't ask so many questions, kid, Xianyuan Bingro said. Go into the house, and then our Xianyuan family should also appear. The Country Life of a Rich Dad. Author, Wo Shihami Gua. Chapter 764. Xiaohu immediately went back to the house obediently. Xianyuan Bingro stretched her body and smiled at Li Chen. Li Chen, Li Chen, if you don't win this time, I will dig up your ancestors' graves. As she said to the outside, go, get ready. Yes. At this time, the situation was deadlocked again. As Li Chen was suppressed by the two late-stage masters of the heavenly realm again, the entire battle seemed to be in a quagmire again. Li Chen, why don't you give me the thing? Xian Shang said, we don't really have any deep hatred with your Li family. Li Chen's body was knocked back, and he looked at Xian Shang and said, you Red Skulls even destroyed my family, and you don't have any deep hatred. Xian Shang shook his head, it's just that my family was destroyed. If you want to vent, we can also destroy our family for you. The most important thing is that no one is hurt, isn't it? Master Kongan put his hands together and said, But, Mr. Li, it's better to give this thing to them, then there will be no deep hatred between you and me. As long as you are willing to hand over the thing, this monk guarantees that it will not fall into the hands of others. Looking at the bald monk, Li Chen shook his head and said, old bald donkey, it's understandable that they want to get this thing. Do you monks also want to live forever? For the people of the Tianshan sect to get involved, this is what Li Chen doesn't understand the most. Aren't you monks supposed to pay attention to the emptiness of the four elements? Donor, you are crazy. Who said we must live forever? Master Kongan shook his head slightly. Everyone in the world is calculating and seeking immortality, only my Buddha is merciful. Save yourself and others, care about the world, the so-called immortality is nothing but a delusion. When we get the immortal fruit, we will take it back to the sect to suppress it. If we study it thoroughly, we will destroy it immediately. There should be no such evil things in the world. Bah! Shameless monk, can you be more shameless? What a bullshit research and suppression. Everyone cursed. As for Master Kongan's so-called promise, no one believed a word. Everyone said they wanted this thing, but what about Kongan? Obviously wanted it, but he also wanted to build a memorial archway. Buddha has mercy on us, Master Kongan put his hands together and said, immortality is just a luxury. Buddha's long-cherished wish is that all sentient beings go to paradise. That makes sense, Li Chen nodded and said, how about asking you to go to paradise first and explore the way for us? Donor, Master Kongan wanted to say more, but saw Li Chen coming to kill him instantly. Xian Shang couldn't help but glance at this bald donkey. Did he really treat everyone as fools? The protective aura around Master Kongan was so strong that even Li Chen could not break it for a while. Of course, Master Kongan's attack would not be too strong. Xian Shang, if you kill this bald donkey with me, I will give you the things, Li Chen's voice sounded. Xian Shang, who was fighting with Li Chen, suddenly condensed his eyes. Don't tell me you don't have a desire for immortality? You want immortality, and Kailan Genren also wants immortality, but he is the sect master, what are you? If he is immortal, do you have a chance? Li Chen sneered, who are all of you waiting for? I also know that I came here today for my daughter and to muddy the waters. If you and I kill this bald donkey, I escape, you are immortal, and I save my daughter, the situation will inevitably get out of control. The person you are waiting for will definitely appear. Of course, at that time, everyone may beat you to death. Do you dare to bet? Xian Shang's move was as fast as lightning, and he fought back and forth with Li Chen. He stared at Li Chen intently. Li Chen sent a message to him hoping that he would cooperate and catch him off guard. But is what this guy said true? Xian Shang's heartbeat accelerated. As Li Chen said, he also had his own needs. Why can the sect master Kailan Genren be immortal, but he and others can only work hard? Since they are all in the late stage of the heavenly realm, who dares to say that they don't have any foundation? Want to bet? If Li Chen keeps his promise, the moment this Master Kongan dies is his chance. If he succeeds, he will ascend to heaven in one step, and then no one will be his opponent. As for whether everyone will besiege him, there is no need to think about it, they will definitely besiege him. But this is also his only chance. But if Li Chen does not keep his promise, it will also indirectly weaken his competitors. More importantly, Li Chen is still thinking about his daughter, which may not be false. Xian Shang also knows that everyone is waiting for someone, a person who has died but is of great importance. Li Hoxian. Others don't know the importance of this guy, but he, the deputy sect leader, knows it very well. Li Hoxian's threat is no less than Li Chen's. Even if Li Chen dies today, they will not relax, and this Li Hoxian is the real threat. However, Li Hoxian never shows up, so many people are paddling. Are you serious? Xian Shang sent a voice. Of course, Li Chen punched out and knocked Xian Shang back. Okay, Xian Shang agreed immediately. The two of them have been fighting, and Master Kongan is also as still as a mountain. Suddenly, Li Chen turned his head and aimed his attack at Master Kongan again. Old bald donkey, I got a good thing recently, let me play with you. Li Chen's palm shook, and a sharp shuttle-like thing appeared. The shuttle glowed, flashing a faint blue light. Master Kongan's face changed, and his intuition told him that there was something wrong with this thing. Go. Li Chen slapped out with his palm, and the dark blue shuttle suddenly aimed at his weak point with a sharp sound of breaking wind. Master, I'll help you, Xian Shang roared, and quickly came to Master Kongan. Master Kongan didn't have time to think about it, this shuttle posed a strong threat to him. The golden light shield blocked the dark blue shuttle. When the shuttle and the light shield touched, they collided with extremely brilliant sparks. Master Kongan's light shield shrank again, and it was only about 1 meter around him. but because it shrank several times, it still blocked Li Chen's attack. Li Chen, your thing still didn't break my defense after all, Master Kong'an couldn't help but reveal a smug smile. It was really just a little bit, and his defense was broken. It can be seen how powerful the thing in Li Chen's hand is. Really, Li Chen stepped into the air, and a thin sword appeared in his hand, which was exactly that of the King Wu Ma. Master Kong'an's face changed in shock. Just as he was about to speak, he looked back and saw Xianshang's blood-red palm pressing on his protective light shield. Master, have a safe journey, Xianshang said with a cold smile. Master Kong'an could only watch his protective light shield disintegrate, and for a moment he seemed to be in a trance. You. Li Chen stepped into the air. The afterglow on the sword cut through the night sky with a slender sword light. The silver-white sword energy seemed to divide the night. Puff. The dark blue shuttle aimed at Master Kong'an's chest and penetrated instantly. The sword energy swept across and lifted a good head. The Country Life of a Rich Dad. Author, Wo Shihami Gua. Chapter 765. The change happened too fast, so no one reacted. When Master Kong'an's head flew high, everyone woke up at this moment. Li Chen. Xianshang. Everyone in the Heavenly God sect was angry. How could these two people be connected? Were they connected before? Or did they just reach an agreement temporarily? Master Rugzhen and Master Xiaoshan were furious. Damn it, how could Xianshang agree with Li Chen? Aren't they mortal enemies? Ha ha ha, Xianshang, happy cooperation, Li Chen laughed, flew into the air, and took back the shuttle. Shall we cooperate again? As soon as these words came out, everyone changed color. If these two people were mixed together, it would be really terrible. Unless they were masters in the late stage of the heavenly man realm, they could not be stopped at all. No, even those in the late stage of the heavenly man realm might not be able to stop them. After all, Master Kong'an was a lesson learned from the past. Li Chen saw Xianshang looking at him coldly, and smiled, "Don't look at me so seriously, everyone who knows me knows that I always keep my promises." When these words came out, everyone's heart suddenly contracted. Zheng Wenjun and others also looked at Li Chen. Oh no! Look carefully, it's genuine. Li Chen opened the box of the longevity fruit, and the rich spiritual energy that was almost overflowing poured out. The whole night sky was illuminated by the blue-purple color. Li Chen, you, Dongfang Qiang was furious. What are you shouting for? You are a waste, do you have the right to shout in front of me? Li Chen threw the box to Xianshang. After so long, you can't even take down a Fuzu ninja, your Dongfang family is a complete waste. Dongfang Qiang's face was extremely ugly, and everyone thought Li Chen was joking. Besides, it was impossible for the Dongfang family to really offend Fuzu, the master. Who knew that just because of paddling, Li Chen was dissatisfied. When Xianshang received the longevity fruit, he was still in a daze. He never thought that the longevity fruit would fall into his hands so easily. This was just like a dream. At this moment, all the people who were fighting stopped. Li Chen, you are crazy. Everyone in the capital thought Li Chen was unreasonable. Li Chen sneered, you can understand that I am indeed crazy. As soon as the voice fell, Li Chen disappeared. Be careful, Koga Wang roared. Takano Hideki, who caught Li Biwu, had his hair standing on end. Li Chen, you. Dongfang Qiang was furious. Waste, why don't you go and grab it? Li Chen snorted. Dongfang Qiang and Dongfang Dehi hesitated for a moment, turned around and rushed towards Xianshang. The longevity fruit is in his hands. At this moment, no one cared about Li Chen. Xianshang, hand the things over to the master, Mao Tu reminded. The master of the Red Skull side had a fiery look in his eyes. The immortal fruit is in hand. As long as the leader takes it, he will definitely be able to completely break the shackles. At worst, immortality is fine. But what everyone, including the Red Skull, did not expect was that Xianshang smiled. Why give it to him? Kylan Genren, who had already made a truce with the old director of the inspection department, Long Zhan, narrowed his eyes. But he did not show any surprise, as if he was not surprised by Xianshang's betrayal. Sect leader. Kylan Genren waved his hand, looked at Xianshang coldly, and said, "Everyone wants to live forever. I can understand that you have such an idea. But, are you sure you have a chance to digest it? Yu Xianshang is indeed in the late stage of the heavenly man realm, but are there not many late-stage heavenly man realm here? Will they let you eat it smoothly?" Just as Li Chen went straight to the powerful Takano Hideki of Fuzang, the other ninjas of Fuzang could not help but roar. They did not want to deal with Takano Hideki because Li Chen wanted to deal with him, but because the immortal fruit was lost. Takano Hideki was stunned. He didn't expect that he would be abandoned. Everyone went to grab the longevity fruit, and no one could care about him. As for Li Chen, no one would care about him now. This madman can even give away the longevity fruit, why bother him? The moment he was locked by Li Chen, Takano Hideki had already escaped. But he didn't dare to abandon Li Biwu. Now, he was a little confused. Didn't he come to kill Li Chen? Why does it feel so messed up now? He originally wanted to catch Li Biwu to threaten Li Chen, but now he found that this little girl has become a hot potato. It's not good to abandon it, and it's even worse not to abandon it. Li Chen chased him closely, which made Takano Hideki more and more terrified. "Li Chen, I have no grudges against you, I will give you the child." Takano Hideki dodged Li Chen's attacks several times and couldn't help saying. Now everyone is going to grab the longevity fruit, and he is the only one who is still a victim. He didn't want to be killed by Li Chen in vain. It should have been done long ago. Li Chen stopped and said, "Let her go." Takano Hideki was soaked with sweat, and it was really uncomfortable to be locked by Li Chen. He didn't care about the current situation, and immediately threw Li Biwu to Li Chen. Li Chen dodged and caught it. Looking at the little girl in his arms who had fainted and showed a painful expression, Li Chen's eyes flashed with heartache. "Murong Hungs, you old man, where did you find Xiao Wu's substitute?" If he wasn't familiar with Xiao Wu, he couldn't see any difference at all. Swish. "Li Chen, you. I didn't say I won't kill you. Save me," Takano Hideki roared. Black light flashed around him, and countless hidden weapons shot at Li Chen like raindrops. A semicircular barrier appeared around Li Chen, easily blocking all attacks. Bang! Takano Hideki's poisonous fog spread instantly and spread. He knew very well that he was not Li Chen's opponent at all, and escaping from here was the best way. But he didn't know that the poisonous fog was not a threat to Li Chen at all. When Li Chen's figure appeared in front of him again, Takano Hideki was desperate. The sharp knife light slashed out, and Takano Hideki knew that he could only rely on himself. Li Chen dodged the knife sideways, and the snow-white knife light was a little dazzling. He stretched out his fingers and gently caught the knife. Clang! As the fingers popped out, the terrifying power caused Takano Hideki's tiger's mouth to explode directly, and blood flowed. "All those who threatened me are dead." The long sword in Li Chen's hand, like a spirit snake, drilled into his heart. Takano Hideki stared blankly at his shattered heart, his eyes flashing with unwillingness. He thought that this was the closest time for him to success, but he never expected that this decision would make him go to hell ahead of time. Li Chen glanced at the little girl in his arms and helped her check her injuries. Fortunately, she was not seriously injured. However, the group of people had completely become chaotic. "Get out!" The Freemasons also wanted to rush out, but they were stopped by Wu Chuping and others. "Let them go," Li Chen spoke, and Wu Chuping and others also breathed a sigh of relief. In such a place, it was really not easy for them. Xian Shang looked ugly, and cursed Li Chen's 8 generations of ancestors in his heart. Although he knew that Li Chen would not give it to him so easily, he got it now. The price was being hunted down by everyone. All the masters of the capital lineage, the Freemasons, the celestial god cult, and even the Red Skull where he is. They all want to kill him. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. The Country Life of a Rich Dad. Author, Wo Shihami Gua. Chapter 766. Even the masters of the major families in the capital could not sit still. No one would want this thing to fall into the hands of others, so even Zheng Wenjun couldn't care less about why Li Chen did what he did. Whether they kill each other or others, in short, the longevity fruit must be snatched back. Li Chen looked at the completely chaotic scene, turned around and ran away. Send this little girl to a safe place first. Aren't you going? The old director of the inspection department looked at Master Kailan and asked. Aren't you still here? Master Kailan said calmly. The old director Longzhan also laughed. Xianzang got the longevity fruit, but couldn't hold it. Even if you eat it now, it still takes time to digest. What's more, everyone is red-eyed, how can he have a chance? Why do I feel that your goal is not more about the longevity fruit? Longzhan asked with a smile. Oh? What does the director mean by this? Master Kailan looked back at him. The two of them seemed to be outsiders now. Maybe my feeling is wrong. Longzhan shook his head. I heard that the old director was tricked and killed. Master Kailan mentioned it seemingly unintentionally. Longzhan, who had always been calm, had a murderous intent flashing in his eyes. Actually, I do know some things. I wonder if the old director is interested. Longzhan looked at Master Kailan and said with a smile, what conditions do you want to put forward? The condition is that you don't hinder me next time. Master Kailan said, of course, I am not interested in killing the people in your inspection department, as long as the people in your inspection department don't take the initiative to seek death. You can think about it. Longzhan thought for a while and said. Okay, I still trust the old director's character. Master Kailan didn't seem to be afraid that the old director would regret it. While watching everyone chasing Xianzang, he said, back then, the people who tricked and killed the old director were actually it's really done by people from the capital's lineage. For example, the one from the Situ family, or the one from the Dongfang family. Longzhan couldn't help but frown slightly and looked at the two courtyards of the capital. The one from the Dongfang family is still there, he knows it. But isn't that person from the Situ family dead? The old director is a smart man, think about it carefully. Master Kailan smiled and said, by the way, I wonder if the old director knows where Li Hoxian is. Longzhan was slightly startled. Li Hoxian is not dead. Master Kailan stared at Longzhan's expression for a long time. He was not sure for a moment, did Longzhan lie? However, it doesn't matter anymore. The two stopped talking. Xianzang vomited blood and looked extremely ugly. He has been forced into a desperate situation and has no way to escape. There were people on all sides and there was nowhere for him to escape. Now, even if he wanted to hand over the longevity fruit to Master Kailan, it would be impossible. Because everyone will not do what he wants, let alone let him have the opportunity to come into contact with Red Skull and others. What's more, those who betray have no credibility at all. How can the Red Skull's only remaining master trust him? Xianzhang, hand it over and I'll give you a pleasure. Xianzhang, you should pay with your life for killing my senior brother. Xuanzang's face turned pale. Even if he handed over his things, these people would probably not let him live. Being able to solve a person in the late stage of the heavenly realm is beneficial to everyone. It's impossible for them not to understand this. At this time, Xianzang was completely surrounded. He has no way out. Xianzhang looked at these sanctimonious guys, and finally turned to look at Master Kailan with cold eyes, and sneered sadly. "This is not a betrayal, is it?" Xianzang grinned and said, "This is the original intention of us forming the Red Skull. You also said at the beginning that only those who are destined to get this thing will get it." Master Kailan remained silent and his eyes were indifferent. "Xianzhang, you are seeking death," prisoner Niu roared. "They are still unwilling to accept the fact that the deputy sect master betrayed them. In their view, as long as the master proves immortality, then everyone may live forever." "Prison Niu, people like you won't understand." Xianzhang shook his head. "You are willing to be slaves and have no pursuit. I am different. I am not much different from Master Kailan. Since he can pursue immortality, why can't I? Break." Xianzang suddenly took action, and a defense was released instantly. "Oops. Stop him quickly. He's going to eat it." At this moment, the eyes of the people surrounding Xianzang were red, and they wished they could kill Xianzang on the spot. Xianzang was vomiting blood violently, but he ignored the madness of the people around him and opened the rosewood box. Countless eyes watched helplessly as Xianzhang opened what they had dreamed of. The blue-purple halo looked like a rising sun. The entire dark night sky seemed to be illuminated. "Xianzhang! How dare you!" They were all angry. Xianzang laughed loudly, and the surging spiritual energy came in like waves and tides. This ultimate sense of restraint made him feel as if he was immersed in a holy land of cultivation. The overflowing spiritual energy poured into his body. He can clearly feel the benefits this thing brings. The longevity fruit seemed to possess spiritual intelligence, squirming gently in its palm. Xianzang smiled ferociously and swallowed it in one gulp. Damn it, everyone in the Red Skull was shocked. "Xianzhang, how dare you!" Master Rugzhen and others from the Tianshen sect frantically attacked Xuanzang's defense. The sound of clanging resounded in the sky. Siete, Simon's handsome face was very ugly. "Did they come all this way just to keep me company? Who would have thought that this lunatic would actually swallow it?" Everyone couldn't help it anymore and launched a desperate bombardment, just wanting to break Xianzang into thousands of pieces. At this moment, Xianzang, after swallowing the longevity fruit in one gulp, the spiritual energy in his body exploded instantly. There was also a mysterious force that he couldn't describe. At this moment, Xianzhang's injuries were all restored. Everyone who saw the scene looked indescribably annoyed and dull. Why it came out like this? Why him? Hirunkai looked dull. He thought about everyone but this person. Ha ha ha. Xuanzang's extremely arrogant laughter spread throughout the night sky. The aura around him was still rising at a terrifying speed, and everyone even noticed that his hair was becoming black and thick. The whole person seems to be growing in reverse. The power of the longevity fruit was fully revealed at this moment. Oops! The longevity fruit is gone. Will he break the chains? At this moment, everyone in the siege began to retreat slightly. Xuanzang's changes continue, his injuries begin to recover, and his momentum begins to rise. If he enters a new realm, then everyone present will not be his opponent. In fact, the next battle situation will be completely rewritten. Buzz. The violent momentum spread instantly. The aftermath of the shock caused many masters in the early stages of the heavenly realm who were close to the scene to vomit blood. "You had a great time killing me, didn't you?" Xianzhang looked at the people around him with playful eyes, and a sneer appeared at the corner of his mouth. "Next, it's my turn." The Country Life of a Rich Dad. Author, Wo Shihami Gua. Chapter 767. Retreat. Seeing that things were not going well, Zheng Wenjun immediately warned. This was bad. The one who got the immortal fruit was Xianshang, whose cultivation was second only to the Lord of the Red Skull. At this moment, everyone had a clear sense of it. Xianshang's cultivation seemed to have undergone an amazing qualitative change. Bald donkey, you were the one who attacked me the most before. Xianshang sneered, his smile was extremely cold. Master Rugzhen's face changed in shock, and he turned around and fled with the four masters around him. The four great mages were extremely powerful. Even if Xianshang entered a new realm, he should not massacre them. Master Rugzhen, Master Xiaoshan, Master Wenluo and Master Vinian looked at each other, and they all understood what they were thinking at the moment. They could not flee separately, and they could not lose their composure. Escape. Xianshang's words were still in place, but his body had already blocked the four great mages. He stepped on the four great mages. You. Master Rugzhen was furious. Do you really think we are easy to bully? Stop. Master Xiaoshan on the side spoke the truth and used their Tianshen sex words to make the law come true. Huff. Puff. With Suanshang's cold snort, the repair master couldn't even hold on for a second and immediately spit out a mouthful of blood. The whole person was like being struck by lightning. Master Rugzhen was shocked and roared, and a golden light shield appeared around him. Put down the butcher knife. Master Wenluo and Master Vinian chanted the scriptures together, their bodies were shining with golden light, and the vast sound of Buddhism was spreading. There was a trace of solemnity between the whole world. It was as if Suanshang's own murderous aura and evil spirit were also purified a little. Just when everyone thought that the four powerful men of the Tianshen sect could stop Xianshang, the change happened again. Your heavenly god sex words come true, not so good. Xianshang sneered, you've had enough fun, go and accompany your master Kongan. Xianshang stepped down with one foot, and the terrifying pressure made Master Rugzhen fall into the quagmire. You know, he is a real middle-stage heavenly man realm. Even if he can't beat him, he should be able to escape at least. But the surroundings were completely frozen, and at this moment, Master Rugzhen felt what despair and fear were. Boom! When Xianshang stepped down with one foot, Master Rugzhen's diamond shield was instantly shattered. With a click, countless lights and shadows were formed. This kick seemed to have formed an absolute crushing situation. Master Rugzhen's hands blocked above, but this terrifying pressure still made him roar, and then he was stepped on and exploded. Boom! This peerless strong man in the middle stage heavenly man realm, even with the strongest defense, still seemed a little inadequate. Everyone from all directions took a breath of cold air. What should we do? Is the impact of the longevity fruit so great? Who can compete with such an existence? Brother, the three repair mages were stunned and roared. Even though Master Rugzhen had been trampled to pieces, they still found it hard to believe that this was true. It's your turn. Master Vinian quickly retreated and looked around and said, if we die, can you live? If we don't come together at this time, we will really be defeated one by him. Everyone hesitated a little, because Xianshang was too powerful at this time. However, they all understood what Master Vinian said. Do we want to come together? If we go, there may be a chance. If we don't go, we can only be trampled to death by Xianshang. Even the middle stage of the heavenly man realm has no chance, let alone the vast majority of people. Ha ha ha. Xianshang laughed, and a blood-red light condensed on his fist. Master Repairer, huh? I respect you as a man. The blood-colored fist light illuminated the entire void. He punched the Master Repairer. The Master Repairer put his hands together and silently chanted scriptures. A golden light appeared above his head. In the blink of an eye, a golden Buddha appeared above his head, raised his palm and slapped the fist below. When the golden light collided with the blood-colored fist light, everyone thought something unexpected would happen. But the golden ancient Buddha could not even block it for a second and collapsed. Then, this blood-colored fist shattered the protective barrier of the Master Repairer in full view of everyone. The terrifying fist force hit his heart and finally exploded. In the blink of an eye, another master in the middle stage of the heavenly man realm died tragically. The bloody rain fell. At this moment, whether it was the Red Skull or Fuzang, whether it was the Freemasons or the masters of the capital lineage, they all felt the threat of death. Xian Shang glanced at the location of the Red Skull party and said nothing more. Too strong, no match at all. Luoyang and other masters of the capital were a little pale. Such a Xian Shang exceeded everyone's expectations. The loss of the immortal fruit made this man successful. However, no one was willing. In other words, Xian Shang ate the immortal fruit that belonged to them. How could they be happy? This was a life and death feud. Many people's hopes were shattered. Seeing that only 2 of the 5 masters from the heavenly god sect were killed, the rest of the masters more or less understood the current situation. If they act together, they may not be unbeatable. But if they really separate, they will only be defeated one by one. Kill, Kylan Genren scolded coldly. Now, the masters on the Red Skull side are ready to kill. The rest of the people will not hesitate. What about us? Mu Wenjia asked. No one knows what realm he is in now, let alone whether he will change next. Zheng Wenjun said, let's attack together. If so many people can't kill him, then we will die next. The longevity fruit is gone, and everyone's dreams are shattered. Now, this person who ate the longevity fruit wants to kill all of them. How can they bear it? Ha ha ha, good time. Xian Shang laughed and glanced at Kylan Genren. I advise the people of the Red Skull not to attack. After all, this is where I have been. Do you think about it? Xian Shang smiled, took a step forward, and slapped the heads of Master Wen Luo and Master Wen Yan with both hands. The celestial god cult has always liked to make trouble. I don't like you bald donkeys. With this person's action, how dare the others hesitate? The existence of the early stage of the heavenly man realm is also valuable. 2 mages, your words will be followed by the law. The Freemasons' master shouted. Simon and others came to kill with all their might. On the Fuzu side, the ninjas no longer hid their intentions. First, kill the guy who ruined the plan. Mage Wenluo and Mage Vinyan were desperate. They knew that they would die first. But they also wanted to take a gamble. Put down the butcher knife and become a Buddha. The 2 tried their best and used all their skills to perform their strongest immobilization technique. They didn't ask for much damage to Xian Shang, but at least they wanted to fight for a chance of survival. Your words will be followed by the law. Ridiculous. Die. The Country Life of a Rich Dad. Author, Wo Shihami Gua. Chapter 768. In the face of absolute strength, all struggle seems so futile. Xian Shang's own strength has now reached an unfathomable level. As for how strong it is, I'm afraid that even the strongest Kylan Genren can't tell clearly. The members of the Red Skull also looked at Xian Shang with an ugly face. The reason why Xian Shang didn't attack the Red Skull was not because he was afraid of the Red Skulls, but because he didn't want to attack his former partners. If the Red Skulls intervened, then Xian Shang would not leave any room. Xian Shang clapped his hands, and 2 blood-red palm prints were clearly visible. They were too weak to follow their words. There was naturally no problem against people with lower cultivation than them. But once they were much higher than them, there was almost no effect. What's more, Xian Shang had eaten the immortal fruit, and his body had undergone inexplicable changes. This is definitely not something that 2 masters in the early stage of the heavenly man realm can hold onto. Bang bang. The bloody big palm landed on the heads of these 2 top masters without any difference. As 2 dull sounds rang out, all the masters who came could only watch the 2 masters in front of them having their heads smashed. Xian Shang did not seem to feel sorry at all, nor did he feel anything wrong. He exhaled a breath of stagnant air in his chest, and looked at the people who came to kill him with a playful look. Fuzang has 2 late heavenly man realm, 2 middle heavenly man realm, 2 late heavenly man realm, 1 middle heavenly man realm, and 2 early heavenly man realm from the Freemasons, plus the 4 major families of the capital, 8 heavenly man realm masters, and 2 middle heavenly man realm masters from the Dongfang family. It can be said that this is the most top-notch power in the world. The Red Skulls did not move, because they were still weighing the pros and cons. However, Xianshang did not show any worry even when facing so many masters. This cast a shadow on everyone's hearts. Kill. 19 heavenly realm masters rushed out together. This is a great battle. Except for the 8 masters of Red Skull, this is almost the strongest fighting force in the world. Director Long, I heard that the first director of your inspection department was killed because the Dongfang family was involved. Would you consider it? Xianshang asked, but he was not slow at all. Our sect leader has too many thoughts, and the information I give you is not enough. Don't you want to know who killed your master? The faces of the masters of the inspection department changed. Who killed the first director? Long Zhan came in the air and stood not far away. All the masters of the inspection department gathered around him. You know. Of course I know. Xianshang slapped his palm and shattered the dense black fog around him on the spot. That was a master named Matsunaga Hisahide from Fuzhou, who was also in the middle stage of the heavenly realm. Unfortunately, his flying and invisibility skills, no matter how strong they are, have now met their nemesis. Director Long, why don't you talk to Dongfang Kunyu? Long Zhan's eyes condensed, staring at Dongfang Qiang and Dongfang Dehi. Dongfang Kunyu is not dead. Dongfang Qiang and Dongfang Dehi were facing a great enemy. Damn it, how could Xianshang know? Who leaked the news? Our ancestor died in the battle that year. Dongfang Qiang explained. Director Long, don't fall into the trap. Whether I am lying or not, Director Long will know it when he takes action. Xianshang laughed and immediately punched Luo Zhouting, a powerful Tianren realm master of the Luo family who had just approached. Bang! The whole sky was shaking, as if fireworks were set off. Even under the siege of so many masters, Xianshang still killed a person. This also made the people around him feel more and more heavy. Especially now, Xianshang wants to divide them and let the people of the inspection office attack the Dongfang family. Qinglong then took a step forward and slapped the Dongfang family below. Qinglong, you dare! Is this how the inspection office is protected? Dongfang Qiang and Dongfang Dehi were furious. If Qinglong's palm fell, the foundation of the Dongfang family and everyone would die. Ah! A heavy sigh sounded. Just as Qinglong's palm was about to fall, a semicircular barrier rose below the Dongfang family. Boom! Qinglong's palm print was shattered. Below, an old man walked out. Although he was very old, his momentum was very fierce. At this moment, everyone in the inspection office widened their eyes. This strong man who should have died that year did not seem to be dead, and had been dormant in the capital. If Xianshang had not been exposed, who would have known of his existence? Long Zhan narrowed his eyes, staring at the old man below and said, "You didn't die 120 years ago. I just survived by chance." The old man shook his head, as if he had reached the end of his life. "So, you were involved in the siege back then?" Long Zhan stepped forward, and the generals of the inspection department behind him approached one after another. Now, the inspection department should be the most powerful organization at that time except Xianshang. My master was killed by you. Shouldn't Director Long die? The old man from the Dongfang family raised his head and said. That person cut off our path and our way. He can go one step further and seek immortality. Why can't we? The old man spoke slowly. Aren't you the inspection office protecting the people of the world? Why do you stand with the Li family? Is this your protection? Long Zhan stared at the old man with a slightly cold look. The responsibility of the inspection office seems to have changed. You are not protecting all ordinary people, you are protecting the Li family. Nonsense. You are looking for death. The people in the inspection office were furious. They did not allow this old man to insult the old director. I just need to know if you planned it back then. Long Jean began to approach. Sophistry. Who wouldn't? Long Jean didn't plan to talk to them. This group of people would never understand. Dongfang Kunyu leaned on his crutches and said, "Isn't it good for you to sit on the mountain and watch the tigers fight? Li Chen is not dead yet, but now you are fighting each other. Why?" As Dongfang Kunyu spoke, the people who were fighting fiercely looked ugly. Li Chen? Who cares about Li Chen? Xian Shang is the most important thing now. He should not digest the longevity fruit so quickly. Catch him, Long Zhan shouted. The four Qinglongs immediately stood up. They wanted to see how strong this powerful man who had been hiding for so many years was. Dongfang Kunyu looked at the four Qinglongs approaching with indifference, without any worry. It seemed that he did not take the four Qinglongs seriously. This made the four Qinglongs very unhappy. The death of the old director has always been a thorn in the master's heart. Today, it is just right to get rid of it. Dongfang Kunyu sighed and said, "Old buddy, don't hide, it's time to come out and move around. You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment." The Country Life of a Rich Dad. Author, Wo Shihami Gua. Chapter 769. Dongfang Kunyu's confidence still aroused alarm in many people's hearts. But this did not include Xianzhang. At this moment, the two masters of the He family's heavenly realm were massacred on the spot. Boom boom. There were two loud noises, like thunder exploding from the sky. All this happened so fast that people were unprepared. Everyone who just thought of stopping the war just now, how can they dare to stop? Xianzhang has the confidence to stop at any time, but everyone does not. This old guy is trying to spread suspicion, Qinglong said. Kill. The four deputy directors of Qinglong, Beihu, Suzaku, and Suanwu took action at the same time, in order to kill the enemy without leaving any way for the old man to escape. Dongfang Kunyu sighed, "It seems that it was right to kill your master. The dignified director of the inspection department is actually willing to work for the Li family. The responsibility of your inspection department is to fart. Forget it, let's clean it up today. Since your inspection department cannot be fair, let's replace it." Hearing such rebellious words, Qinglong and the others were furious. Just when the four of them were about to land their attacks on the frail old man from the Dongfang family, an astonishing aura erupted from the old man's body. Boom! His robe spread automatically without any wind, spreading like a sweeping wind wave. The powerful airflow instantly formed a storm and spread out. Bang 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 bang. It is definitely not difficult for the four Qinglongs to join forces and kill those in the late stages of the heavenly realm. However, this time, the four of them were blown away by the powerful airflow without even touching the old man's clothes. An aura that was not much weaker than Suanzhang's aura erupted, and Xianzhang, Master Kailan and others all looked over. The expressions of the powerful men from the major families in the capital changed dramatically. Why, the ancestor of the Dongfang family is so powerful. Xianzhang could only do it after eating the longevity fruit, so why could this guy from the Dongfang family do it? A doubt arose in everyone's mind. Of course, this also includes Li Chen. Li Chen didn't go far, but kept observing. As for Xianzhang, he didn't care. Instead, his eyes fell on Kailan Jinren, Longzhan, and Dongfang Kunyu. The auras of these three people were very similar, and they all surpassed the late stage of the heavenly realm. And Xianzhang seems to be a step above the three of them now. Doesn't it mean that now that the road to martial arts is cut off, the realm of heaven and humanity is the limit? Why do they feel that they have surpassed the late stage of the heavenly realm and entered a new realm? Was this old Eastern man the culprit back then? The Dongfang family has always been behind the scenes, and he knows it. However, there are still two families in the capital that have not made any movement, one is the Situ family and the other is the Xianyuan family. It can only be said that these two families are too low-key. It was so low-key that no one could find any evidence. Xianzang took the initiative to expose the Dongfang family in order to attract the attention of the inspection department. And none of them expected that the ancestor of the Dongfang family would be a big fish this time. Was this the same group of people who killed the old director back then? Or are the Situ family and Xianyuan family also involved? Or, there are other possibilities. Li Chen looked around. Where was that old guy Murong Hung's hiding? Why is he hiding? Or who are you waiting for? Li Chen glanced at the battlefield here and ignored Xianzang, who was killing everyone. He wished that Xianzang would kill more now, otherwise, the good things he sent would be wasted. The Situ family. Li Chen's eyes were fixed on this family. Are they involved? Li Chen's figure flashed and he went straight to Situ's house. At this time, the Situ family was calm, which was in sharp contrast to the fluctuations outside. Emojias hung, Gao Derong. Li Chen took out the walkie-talkie, but the voice that came from the walkie-talkie was Zizi. This made Li Chen realize that something was wrong. In an instant, Li Chen's hair stood on end. He suddenly turned sideways and rolled out. A sharp silver needle pierced the ground directly, exploding a large crater more than 30 centimeters deep around it. If he was stabbed by the silver needle, it is conceivable that Li Chen's body would have exploded. The Situ family. Li Chen sneered, it seems there is something fishy. What's wrong with this little friend? An ordinary-looking but very polite middle-aged man stood in front. Li Chen looked at the middle-aged man and smiled and said, I'll just come and look around if I have nothing to do. This road is blocked. But what if you must watch it? Li Chen showed a faint smile. The middle-aged man Situ Chen shook his head and said no more. The Situ family is not allowed to be inspected. Is this interesting? Li Chen tilted his head, even the Xianyuan family has to close its doors. I'm very curious, how do your Situ family manage to stay in the first echelon and be so low-key? The situation on Li Chen's side naturally attracted the attention of many people. No comment, Situ Chen said. It seems that none of the families in the capital back then were you, Li Chen said, and the Li family is still the best in the world. Don't tell me, you Situ family, you worked hard and got up. You talk too much, Situ Chen's eyes were cold. It seems that I was right, Li Chen smiled and said, the ancestors of the Li family left some things. The first director of the inspection department was ambushed after the ancestors of the Li family left. At that time, 80% of the strong men were killed, and the remaining less than 20%. It's not that the ancestors couldn't do it, but they left everyone a little room. Long Zhan and others also looked over. At that time, the top families in the capital, except for the Xianyuan family, were not among the top families now, and the domestic masters were the only ones that the ancestors didn't kill. If you say that just relying on the strong man like Mr. Dongfang, plus a group of trash whose highest achievement is only the middle stage of the heavenly man realm, can ambush and kill the old director, do you think I believe it? Many people looked at Li Chen. Why did he suddenly help to investigate the matter of the inspection department so kindly? So what? Situ Chen asked. So, even you have reached the late stage of the heavenly man realm. I wonder if there is someone at the same level as Mr. Dongfang. At least, it takes 2 heavyweight masters and a bunch of trash to kill the old director, right? Li Chen blinked and said, am I right? He. Situ Chen sneered. Many people looked very unnatural. After all, the masters of the major families in the capital were the ones who were called trash. Are they trash? Really not. But if they were in front of this group of people, they really were. Old director, how about leaving this to you? Li Chen shouted to Long Zhan. Long Zhan smiled and said, "Okay." Swish. A fierce attack came in an instant, and Kylan Genren killed him in an instant. Coming with him were the remaining top masters of the Red Skull. Li Chen counterattacked instantly, but was shocked to spit blood. "It seems that the Sidhu family has some relationship with you, Red Skull," Li Chen said with a smile while spitting blood. "It is basically certain that the Sidhu family has a big crocodile hidden, but why are you so anxious, Red Skull? Even if Xianzhang escaped from your control, you were indifferent. Why are you nervous when we want to move the Sidhu family?" One after another, eyes fell on Kylan Genren. "In fact, I still have a lot of questions. Even I, a descendant of the Li family, don't know the secrets of our Li family." "How do you know it?" Li Chen stared at Kylan Genren. "Why did the 10,000 Snake King and others find the temple so accurately, and how did she find the existence of the immortal fruit?" The Country Life of a Rich Dad. Author, Wo Shihami Gua. Chapter 770. As Li Chen asked questions, everyone in the Red Skull couldn't help but look at him. Yes, Li Chen and the others don't know, how can Master Kylan know? Moreover, he seems to know everything? Is there really such a person in the world? If he is real, then why can't he get the longevity fruit? This is obviously unscientific. "So, what do you think?" Xianzhang asked. He was the most leisurely at this moment. "I think so." Li Chen saw everyone looking at him, so he touched his chin and said, "I think there is a possibility that the Sidhu family is part of the Red Skull, or the Red Skull is simply a member of the Sidhu family." As soon as these words came out, everyone was stunned. If Li Chen's guess is true, it would be too scary. How long have Red Skull and the others been planning this? Long Zhan squinted his eyes, seeming to be remembering something, and finally walked towards Sidhu's house. "Sidhu Guangan, you are still alive, right?" As the old director of the inspection department spoke, everyone's attention was drawn. Sidhu Guangan? Many people are not familiar with it, or have even heard of it, but for this old director to mention it, he must not be an unknown person. Li Chen's words naturally made some sense, otherwise the old director would not have asked at this time. Between the sky and the earth, figures one after another looked towards the direction of the Sidhu family. Tonight, some people will not be allowed to hide alone in the dark. After a long period of silence, an old figure finally walked out from the Sidhu family. This is definitely a contemporary of Dongfang Kunyu. When everyone's eyes fell on the old man, they couldn't help showing surprise. They all know how low-key the Sidhu family is on weekdays. It can be said that among the first echelons of the capital, the Sidhu family is the most low-key. They are so low-key that people almost forget they exist every time. This is also a skill. Everyone in the inspection department had the most complicated emotions. At least, they didn't know that there were so many masters hiding under the old director's nose. Li Chen can understand, after all, they have reached the end of the heaven-human realm. To put it bluntly, as long as they want to hide, they can still hide it. After all, the old director probably hadn't reached this point yet. Long Zhan looked at the old man slightly surprised and said, "Are you really alive?" The old man smiled and seemed to be an ordinary old man. "Yes, I'm still alive, but I don't have long left. This is the real method of the Sidhu family, and it is also a being who has reached the extreme, Sidhu Guangan. So, you guys jointly ambushed my master back then." Long Zhan put his hands behind his back and was already approaching. Sidhu Guangan didn't respond. He didn't know whether it was disdain or unwillingness to admit it. "Long Zhan, some things are not what you think." Even as a senior, Sidhu Guangan did not put on an annoying air or attitude at this time. The Li family man changed the situation with his own efforts. "We are very much respect, even if he started the path of martial arts and is the martial ancestor, this does not mean that he can decide our path. Our path to martial arts is cut off, and our road to immortality is cut off. This is a life and death feud. Many people around were silent because this was indeed the truth. Dao dispute is a life and death feud. Do you think Senior Li is the kind of person who is afraid that you will surpass him? Long Zhan asked. When Wu is the first, Wu is the second. Sidhu Guangan shook his head slightly. Who dares to say that the founder of the sect must be the most amazing and talented? Back then, in just 30 years, countless heavenly beings emerged. Isn't this proof? Although he is the leader, we may not be able to surpass him. Long Zhan shook his head and disagreed with this concept. Whether the Li family is worried about being overtaken by others, or worried that the descendants of the Li family in the capital will be suppressed, in short, he has cut off everyone's path. This is a deadly feud. Your inspection department has a sworn relationship with the Li family and considers himself orthodox. We have no problem with that, but he should never come to kill everyone with the Li family. Many people who come here today actually don't know what happened back then. Even many people in the realm of heaven and humanity today still don't understand what the truth is. Therefore, when Long Zhan and others spoke, everyone was listening. Long Zhan sighed and said, I just want to ask, was my master tricked and killed by you? Countless eyes fell on Sidhu Guangan and Dongfang Kunyu, and then looked at Master Kailan. Yes, what Li Chen and others didn't expect was that Sidhu Guangan actually admitted it bluntly. Is it open-minded? Or do you still feel that in the current situation, even if the inspection department intervenes, it will not help? After getting the answer he wanted, Long Zhan and the people from the inspection department already understood. Today's battle is unavoidable. The battle of life and death. Long Zhan took one step forward, and the momentum around him spread out instantly like the world collapsing. The violent pressure rolled down. At this moment, the director, who had been in charge of the inspection department for 100 years, finally showed his true strength. You have your reasons, and I also have mine. Long Zhan's eyes were like lightning and his voice was loud. If you want to go on, that's your business. My master was killed by you together, and I, as a disciple, if you don't care about it, you are a useless person. Sidhu Guangan, come and fight. Sidhu Guangan sighed, who is right and who is wrong? No one is right or wrong, everyone has different positions. Sidhu Guangan stepped into the air, and the two of them collided instantly like two comets. However, just when the battle between the two was about to break out, Dongfang Kunyu's figure disappeared from the place in an instant, and he took a picture of Li Chen with one hand. This scene was unexpected. How dare you, Qinglong, Beihu, Suzaku, and Suanwei roared at the same time. Dongfang Kunyu, you old man, how dare you do such dirty tricks? The huge palm solidified the surrounding space. Just as the four Qinglongs took action, Red Skull's prisoner Niu, Tengu, Yinhu, and Mao Rabbit also took action, once again blocking the four powerful men from the inspection department. The heads of each branch of the inspection department were extremely angry and wanted to take action. But Sidhu Chen, Dongfang Jiang, Dongfang Dehi, and a group of powerful men from the capital family stood in the forefront. Although there are not many masters from the major families in the capital, there are still many. Even the inspection department could only say that they had just blocked it. But in this case, the Freemasons and Fuzi people will have no one to deal with. What should we do? Wu Chuping and others were anxious. They were too weak. Even if you rush in, you can't stop it. What's more, Master Kailan is still there, and he is a top powerhouse. Not to mention, there is Xianzhang who is almost at the same level as Kailan Master. What if Xianzhang still sides with Red Skull? A fatal situation. They now have to suspect that Master Xianzhang and Kailan deliberately pulled out Sidhu Guangan. The main thing is to contain the power of the inspection department.